We're going to watch the interview. I know that a lot of you guys have mentioned this to me. I will watch it and we'll take a look at it, okay? Give me 1 second. I'll pause the music and we'll pull this up and see what she's got to say. Here we go. We watched State of Play today. When is the State of Play? Yeah, the PlayStation State of Play. When does that happen? I want to just get an idea of like timing for this. It's 6 p.m. EST. Oh, so it's like way later on. Holy shit. For 30 minutes. Oh, it's a 30-minute thing? Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I don't think it's that. Yeah, it's whatever. 7 hours from now. I might watch it. I might not. I'm not really going to worry about it that much. It depends on if I'm still online by then. You know, that's generally where I'm at. Okay, here we go. Exclusive talks to Amber Heard's attorney following Johnny Depp's legal win. Okay.
Elaine Bredehoft, good morning to you. It's good to see you. First question, how is Amber doing? We saw her hearing that verdict. It took a long time to read. It was a sweeping verdict for Johnny Depp. How did she handle it?
You know, one of the first things she said is, I am so sorry to all those women out there. This is a setback for all women in and outside the courtroom.
She should have apologized to you. Put you through all this bullshit, have you make you a laughing stock of the world because you had to repeat her lies. Yeah, she should have apologized to her.
And she feels the burden of that.
Well, knowing the case and knowing the law as you certainly do, it favors defendants like Amber Heard. Are you stunned that the jury essentially rejected her story?
Well, you know, really what happened here is it's a tale of two trials. Johnny Depp brought a suit in the UK for the same case.
Yeah.
And the burden of proof was easier for him there. The Sun had to actually prove that it was true, and the court found.
My understanding is that I don't think that they had to prove that him being a wife beater was true. I think they had to prove that it wasn't slander. Because my understanding with the law is that the press has a different level of what do you call it? They have a different level of responsibility with slander. Effectively, it's harder to sue the press than it is to sue an individual for defamation. So Johnny Depp didn't sue Amber Heard in the UK. This didn't happen. He sued a publication for publishing an article. Like, Amber Heard was there. I mean, she was involved, but that wasn't what it was. They had to prove one occasion of violence. I'm not sure. And also, like, another factor is that, like, this is a court of another country. Like, how is this being used as the gold standard? I mean, it's weird, man. She was a witness? Oh, yeah, for sure. It was against him, not in favor. Yeah, no, I think so, too. UK has an entirely different judicial system. A lot of evidence wasn't let in the UK case. Yeah, I find this to be so weird that, like, effectively a kangaroo court in the UK is being used as a gold standard. And also, I think that people are drawing a comparison that is misleading and untrue, that Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard in the UK, and that's not what happened. He sued the Sun. He sued the magazine. He didn't sue her. So I don't know why this is even a conversation.
There, and we weren't allowed to tell the jury this, but the court found that Mr. Depp had committed at least 12 acts of domestic violence, including sexual violence, against Amber.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what?
And the burden of proof was easier for him there. The Sun had to actually prove that it was true, and the court found there, and we weren't allowed to tell the jury this, but the court found that Mr. Depp had committed at least 12 acts of domestic violence, including sexual violence, against Amber. So,
where did you find this? In Amber's brain? Like, yeah, are we gonna, is she setting up for season 3 here? Like, what is the logic with this? Is that, so in the UK, there was a bunch of evidence that wasn't admitted that would help Amber in her case, And I'm assuming that she's probably going to say the implication here is that it was used in this case and they still lost. I think that, like, a lot of times people never even really stop to think about, you know, like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my position on this thing is wrong. Maybe the way that I'm looking at it is wrong. It's crazy.
So what did Depp's team learn from this? Demonize Amber and suppress the evidence. We had an enormous amount of evidence that was suppressed in this case that was in the UK case. In the UK case, when it came in, Amber won, Mr. Depp lost.
But here's
So what she's saying is that it was literally rigged. So we're actually going to go with the example that it was actually rigged. Yeah, there was a bunch of evidence that was there, but we couldn't use the evidence here. Listen, guys, it's just like, oh my God. You're not even like, bro, like, this is like saying, like, man, like, my controller's broken. Like, man, like, my C-stick doesn't work. I can't play Smash. Like, I can't roll. Like, it's not letting me roll. Like, it's just that my controller's broken. And then you give them your controller, like, oh no, bro, this one's broken too. Like, what is this? Yeah, it's stop the count. Exactly. No, it's unironically stop the count. Yeah, there it is. You still feel bad for her? Not as much, no.
the thing. You were able to get some evidence that you say demonstrated abuse. You certainly had her testimony. There were pictures, documents, all kinds of evidence. But in point of fact, the jury rejected it.
Yep, they did.
Argued in your closing arguments that if they found even one instance of abuse, and it did not even have to be physical abuse, that they would have to find for Amber Heard, and they didn't.
Well, she said in her closing statement that doesn't make it true. Amber Heard explicitly stated in the title of the article that she was a victim of sexual abuse. She specifically stated the type of abuse that she received, and the entire article was implicating Johnny Depp as being the person who was perpetrating the abuse. If you actually think that you're gonna fucking convince people that this bullshit, like, try to do the little runaround here. See, like, these people are just, they're so stupid. And like, I don't think that she's stupid. I think she's smart. But like, this news anchor is so fucking stupid. She thinks that we can't see immediately around her language. Like, it's so obvious, like, what they're doing. Yeah, Elaine's stupid. I don't think Elaine's that stupid. I mean, to be fair, she's not doing herself any favors with this. I mean, what she's saying here sounds really stupid. But I don't know. Like, I mean, I just, like, it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And yeah, it's like they explicitly said sexual violence, right? So she was the one that categorized it. She was the one that put it into one category. It wasn't even the jury. So them saying like, oh, any violence, well, that wasn't what was talked about. It's just crazy. Like it's a big lie. Yeah, they're literally just like, it's right there in front of you, and they're pretending like it's not there.
The other part to bear in mind here is nothing changed. The op-ed didn't even mention Mr. Depp by name.
Then why'd everybody start tweeting about justice for him whenever it came out? By name. It didn't even mention him by name. Like, I mean, I thought we just got done with like a 6-week trial that was expressing that, yes, you're right, it was not stated by name. But, like, it was everything but that.
And so what basically they did here is demonize her. And they were able
to be fair, I did call her a demon. So she's right about this.
To suppress the medical records, which were very, very significant because they showed a pattern going all the way back to 2012 of Amber.
No, they did. We had all the she said even it, like, she said that she didn't seek medical attention. This is such a stupid way. Like, she's just literally saying, like, what we said in a trial didn't happen, and this was all like, no, I mean, like, what you guys saw, that, yeah, it's just lying. Like, you're just making it up. Like, this is the argument that she should use, is she should use the fact that Amber Heard grew up in a working class abusive household, and it was not something that she was acclimated to based off of her upbringing, that she would seek medical attention because there is a lot of precedent for that. It's an emotional argument, and it is also partially true. She should have used that argument. I don't know why they didn't do that. It was stupid for her not to.
Reporting this to her therapist, for example. We had...
This is a medical record, yes. Reporting it to a therapist. This is the exact same thing as an actual medical record. See, this is the, again, obfuscation of reality. Mental health and physical damage are two different things. And whenever you allege physical damage, people want to have evidence of the physical damage, not somebody talking about their mental health. You can't say A and then say, yeah, I have evidence of B. Like, I mean, how do you... It's just like this absolute clownster. Yeah, I mean, like, they're really doubling down on this. No, it's more than doubling down. They're saying, like, everything we said in the trial was just not true. It's nuts, man. I have evidence of B, that means I have A. Yeah, exactly.
Significant amount of texts, including from Mr. Depp's assistants, saying, when I told him he kicked you, he cried. He is so sorry. That didn't come in.
Is there any...
Which contextually was whenever Johnny Depp didn't want to deal with it, and he gave the phone to his assistant, and he told the assistant, just tell her whatever she needs to hear to get her to shut the fuck up. You see, like, yeah, again, like, these people, they rely on these things. Remember that? Yeah. And also, like, that's fine. Like, if you want to say that's what happened, that's okay. But, like, we need evidence, and we need some form of evidence rather than, like, a text message with a plausible reason for why that didn't happen. Like, I've had that happen too. Is that, you know, I'll just tell somebody whatever they need to hear to get them to stop fucking being annoying. It's crazy to me that the people can be so complacent in trying to establish a narrative that they don't even make any attempt to adhere to the facts that were publicly televised because they think people are so stupid they won't even remember them. Do you see what I'm saying? Text with no context is hearsay? I'm sure it probably is. But, like, yeah, amount of evidence goes hearsay. Yeah, exactly. That's what's so crazy is, like, they actually think that people are going to buy into this. And that's why I watch this stuff, is because if I don't watch it and other people don't watch it, nobody is going to pick up on this, because you can listen to it and people are like, oh, that sounds like bullshit, right? But a lot of people don't really see why or whatever. But, like, I lie all the time about stuff. Like, I can immediately see through this because I do it. It's obvious to me. That's why I watch this shit. It's because you can immediately see what she's doing.
Other way to interpret this verdict, though, that this jury, for whatever reason, and I hear you on some of the evidence that they didn't hear, listening to Amber Heard, did not believe a single word.
You know, and that's because she was demonized here. Okay. A number of things were allowed in this court that should not have been allowed.
Like what?
And it caused the jury to be confused.
No, like what? Like, it caused the jury to be confused. That's right. So they're so stupid that they can't understand the evidence. Is that right? Yeah, is that right? They're so dumb. They're like, what is this? Like, it's like it's like, I think, like, whenever I imagine, like, the jury in her mind, it's like a bunch of slowpokes. Like, imagine, like, just a bunch of slowpokes sitting there on the jury. And that's about it, you know? It's slowpokes. Yeah, you've got a bunch of those. Only whenever she was, yes, she's salty. Yeah, I know, it's amazing. They allowed the truth. Yeah, like, what part of the evidence do you think should not have been allowed? That's what I'm actually kind of curious about, right? Is that these types of narratives could only exist in, like, a vague, foggy mirror, right? They can't exist in, they cannot exist in a, what's the word for it? In an open environment. They can't stand up to actual scrutiny. So they have to sit here, They have to sit here and do this.
We weren't allowed to tell them about the UK judgment. So the damages is completely skewed. There are no damages. It stopped at November 2, 2020, which is when the judge...
That's not what it stopped with. You know that. you only said that because you used that as an arbitrary time period because that was whenever Adam Waldman made the statements. It doesn't make any sense that you stopped the defamation claim there because the claim, as everybody knows, is going to follow him forever. And if you think that it's not going to follow him forever, let me hear about how you think Amber Heard is going to do in the future with her fucking stuff and her public image. And I can guarantee you Elaine would say, oh, it's ruined forever. Well, of course it is, because a statement doesn't just immediately go out of favor or go out of circulation the moment that you stop, that you do something that's considered defamation. It's just, it's transparently a double standard. Yeah, and she's using a legal technicality of defamation to establish actual reality. This is amazing. It's just so amazing. I can't believe this.
Came down in the UK.
Let me ask you about social media in this case.
See, this is what this woman is really trying to do, is she's trying to push a narrative very clearly, because she just asked the same question 3 times, is that she's trying to push a narrative that people don't believe Amber Heard, and she's trying to probably demonize people online and make them look bad. That's why. So let's talk about social media, because she's trying to like reorient her. But like Elaine is a lawyer, she's talking about the case and all of the legal reasons why she should have won that are actually not really legal reasons. But this woman is trying to create a narrative that social media is the problem.
Unlike any celebrity case, certainly I've ever covered or ever seen, social media was a part of this. And it was incredibly lopsided and vitriolic against Amber Heard. Do you think that...
I think that's true. That's definitely true. The Kyle Rittenhouse case was pretty big. The Sandman case was, like there were people talking about it, but that was mainly just a political thing. But yeah, of course, this one is a lot bigger. And the reason why is that, like the Sandman case and everything, it's some guy that he basically settled with CNN and some other fucking news outlets because he sued them for like defamation or like misrepresenting him, and like that's kind of what happened. Then with Kyle Rittenhouse, it became much more technical, right? Is that like, should he have had the gun? Was this actual like violence, right? And because like shooting somebody with a gun is more far removed than domestic violence for an average person, it was not as easily relatable. So like, for example, whenever you look at the domestic violence and things like that, a lot of you guys know somebody who has been a victim of domestic violence. Or maybe you've been a victim of domestic violence. But shooting somebody with a gun during a riot is not as accessible, and it's not as, what's really the word for it? It's not as... it's not as relatable. It's not as relatable. So the Johnny Depp case was extremely relatable. And also another thing is that we had even more people that were paying attention to the Derek Chauvin case whenever he killed George Floyd. I remember whenever it happened. It happened whenever I was finishing a transmount competition at the end of my stream. So like, and I think that they were completely okay with that. And the people were completely fine with that. And the reason why is that I think that they were happy with the outcome, which, by the way, I was too. But still, I think that, again, I think all of this kind of stuff is it's completely based on being on one side or on another side. I think that's literally all it comes down to. Yeah, that's literally it. First, what's this here? Actually more relatable to me. I don't abuse people. I damn sure shoot some people. I don't know about that. I don't think it's not that the case. What's this here? Chat's rooting for fucking murder. Jesus Christ. Oh, with Kyle Rittenhouse? Well, there's a lot of people that think that what he did, they think that he did the right thing. Like, I'm not going to debate this or whatever. I don't really know all the details of the case. I think that in general, if you're rioting and breaking into buildings and somebody shoots you, I don't really care. To be honest, like, maybe he's still guilty, but I'm certainly not going to cry. It doesn't matter to me if somebody gets shot. You want to be a piece of shit, act like an animal, you're going to get put down like a fucking animal. Don't do it.
Had an effect on the case.
Absolutely.
You think jurors were aware of it? They weren't supposed to be. They're admonished every single time.
Oh, so now she's trying to put the narrative that social media influenced the jury's opinion. Social media influenced the jury's opinion. Wow. That's crazy. Oh my God. Yikes, that description, dude. Yeah, that's right. I didn't misspeak. I said exactly what I meant to say in the exact way that I meant to say it. I'm not sorry. I mean it, and I think that it's true. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you don't think that you're going to get offended and then get me to walk something back. I'm not walking it back because I know it's true. And the court agreed with me. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Day, don't look at it. Do you think they did see it?
How can you not? They went home every night. They have families. The families are on social media. We had a 10-day break in the middle because of the judicial conference.
So what do you think that they should do then, Elaine? Because, like, wouldn't this really be true for all cases in all situations? Even here, let me give you a really good example. Let's go back to the Derek Chauvin case. How much do you want to bet if the people in the jury were publicly named and they knew who the people in the jury were, and Derek Chauvin didn't get convicted, that those people would suffer some sort of repercussion if people could find out what their real names are? I find the chances of that are like 200%. It's like literally 200%. So what she's saying here is that she's saying that either a case cannot even be made public at all in any regard, because then people will talk about it and express their opinion. And if it is made public, then the entire system of having a jury is completely null and void. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like she's effectively saying that the entire, by the nature of how people consume information, that the entire thing is ruined. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
No way they couldn't have been influenced by it. And it was horrible. It really, really was lopsided. And I appreciate your saying that. It's like the Roman Colosseum, you know.
Well, it was lopsided for Derek Chauvin as well. Like, again, like, do you know why it was lopsided? And I know people are going to maul over this, but it's because he was a piece of shit bully cop. Who, by the way, had a bunch of other fucking bad things that he had done before then. Everybody was happy when he got convicted. Everybody was fucking happy. There's not both sides. It's not like, oh, wow, like, what are you going to talk about how a lot of people weren't on his side too? No, of course not, because you agree with it. So it has nothing to do with the idea that the perception of it was lopsided. It has everything to do with the perception of it being lopsided in a way that you disagree with. It's completely circumstantial. And it has nothing to do with it. Do you see what I'm saying? It's completely circumstantial. It's nuts, man. What's this here? You can't make them private? Someone will leak the information? Maybe, maybe not, right? I have no idea. It's the same here. Everyone could see Amber was lying. Exactly. The court system is bad as well. Well, of course, I mean, the courts are not perfect, but I think that a lot of people are open to hearing other sides. There's always both sides considered. Yes, people get both sides considered. That's the way it goes. And you think it's fine for the jury to be influenced? I think that if you want to make an argument that the jury can be influenced by any case that's made public, you should probably also say that it is equally... So let's think about this, right? So if a case being public makes the jury invalid, then by extension of that, the reason why it would be invalid would be because of media coverage. So by extension of that, logically, I think that it would become irresponsible and a subversion of justice for media to cover active trials, because they would inject their own opinions into it and provide information about it that would not be provided to the jury, potentially while they're deliberating over the case. Do you understand how, like, this doesn't make any sense? They're so stupid. I can't believe how fucking dumb people are. It makes you so mad. Oh my God, man. What are you talking about? I know exactly what I'm talking about. I do. Because it's circular logic. And it's not even, you know what? It's not circular logic. It's basically these people have an opinion and they work back factually from the opinion, which is the exact opposite of a scientific method, right? Scientific method is null hypothesis. You have to prove yourself wrong. These people, it's the opposite. They prove themselves right. They never even consider any other perspectives. It's so annoying.
how they viewed this whole case. I was against cameras in the courtroom, and I went on record with that and had argued against it because of the sensitive nature of this. But it made it a zoo.
Does your client...
Well, that's definitely true. And I think that the reason why she wanted to not have cameras on her is because she didn't want to have the entire world see what it looks like whenever a lawyer takes on a case they know is false, or probably, you know, any reasonable person would see as false, and still tries to turn somebody who's innocent into a monster. I think that's why she didn't want to have it be publicized. That's why she was crying in the bathroom about it, is because, listen, let me give you a little bit of advice. Whenever people don't want you to see what they're doing, there's probably a reason for that. And it's not good. Yeah, it's not a good thing.
To appeal?
Oh, absolutely. And she has some excellent grounds for it. We even had tried to get the UK courtroom, and I went on record with that and had argued against it because of the sensitive nature of this. But it made it a zoo.
Does your client want to appeal?
Oh, absolutely. And she...
Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Season 3? Oh, my fucking God. Like, it's just... That's... Here we go again. Yeah, it's actually gonna go again. Please don't. They're actually... Like, what are they gonna do this time? Like, yeah, another fucking... Look at this. Another Ellen coming. I mean, really, it's just nuts, man. Yeah, leave the man alone. The whole court was more defamatory than the actual evidence. I don't really know what you mean by that, to be honest with you. Yeah, was appeal not allowed? No, the appeal is allowed. Listen, they are completely within their rights as American citizens to fucking appeal this shit again and again. And you know what? They can do it. They can do it. That's their right. That's their, you know, that's what we can do. This is America, all right, guys? I wonder why Elaine wants to have it get appealed. I wonder why. Who could possibly imagine the reason for that?
It has some excellent grounds for it. We even had tried to get the UK...
I thought she said she wanted to be over and done with. Well, she didn't want it to be over and done with. She wanted to win. And now that she didn't win, now she doesn't want it to be over.
Judgment in to dismiss his case because he already had his shot.
Yeah.
And that's one of the issues, but also a number of the evidentiary issues. There was so much evidence that did not come in.
Is she able to pay a $10.4 million judgment?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Damn. I'm surprised they even let her, like, in my opinion, I think it's kind of, this is like my opinion on this, right? But I think it's kind of irresponsible for her to go on and talk about this and like about her like personal finances and like try to shed doubt on like the entire judicial system, etc. Right? Like it's kind of bad. I would say it's bad. This is a publicity stunt to get more clients. Who would want to have them after this?
Finally, in closing arguments, Amber's team argued that this would send a message, that it would send a message that no matter what you do as an abuse victim, you always have to do more. You need to be perfect in order for people to believe you if she did not get a favorable verdict. What message do you think this sends?
It's a horrible message. It's, as I said, a setback. It's a significant setback because that's exactly what it means. Unless you pull out your phone and you video your spouse or your significant other beating you, effectively, you won't be believed.
Elaine Bredehoft, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Oh, my God.
Appreciate it.
Like, people actually believe this shit. Oh, wow. Isn't that crazy? It's just, it's so funny for me to hear this shit because it's just, or show the evidence. Yeah, the case was unbelievable. Like, men can't be victims apparently. Hospital records, pictures, come on now. Yeah, just have better substantial evidence. Yeah, it's again, they want to turn this into some big issue. Is this the same?
So the damages is completely skewed. There are no damages. It stopped at November 2, 2020.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, of course, right. You're the technicality here. It's just nuts, man. It really is. It's absolutely fucking nuts. And she's doing rounds, also did an interview on CBS. Bro, this is going to be 15 days of fame. Oh, my God. And, like, the thing is, like, I don't really care if she wants to go on and do interviews about this stuff. But, like, I don't know. I just find it to be kind of like sad. It's like you're famous because you lost a court case, you know, and like you made a fool out of yourself. Why would you do this? How is it they're allowed to speak against a court ruling? I think they're totally fine to speak against a court ruling, but it just depends on how you do it. Yeah, she's a shit lawyer who cares what she says. Yeah, I mean, apparently nobody. Apparently the jury doesn't. All right, I'll watch it. I haven't seen this, and then after that, I want to go ahead and just move on and get into some other stuff, okay? What's this here? About the finger, the way Rottenborg kept saying Johnny cut his finger off, despite the full clip of Amber apologizing and acting manic. She's trying to reframe the story after they lost. Yeah, she's just trying to not look bad. I think that's all it is, too. You can say you disagree with it, but imagine getting trouble. You get in trouble for saying it's wrong. What did Fox News have to say? Oh, let's find out. I think this one, yeah, this one's on Fox News. Okay, here we go.
Look, here's the bottom line. For this woman to come out and say it's a setback for women, I think she needs to understand one thing, and that is that what she did was harmful to real victims of domestic violence.
That's what everybody says.
And I'm sorry for saying it again. I started the first domestic violence unit in the nation. I have dealt with battered women for 30 years. As soon as she started, it was clear she was not the victim. She was the abuser.
Damn.
And Johnny Depp had lawyers.
God damn.
On this Camila Vasquez was right on target with her. The tape recording.
Yeah, she was.
Said, Johnny, you going to be a baby? Are you going to tell everybody I didn't hit you hard enough?
You're going to be a man. You know, that's the toxic masculinity. I do think that toxic masculinity is a real thing, but the only thing I disagree with is the idea that it's perpetrated only by men. I think there's a lot of women that push up the same thing. Like I've seen a lot of times where Fox News, well, I mean, yeah, I agree with this. I agree with what they're saying. Like, to me, I don't think you should ever go and like listen to, like, I think, you know what I was saying before about how like not to idealize and like make people role models, but ideas? I think it's the same thing with like these news places. It's like Fox News is gonna. I think that they're right about this. I think what she's saying is true. But Fox News says a bunch of other stupid bullshit too. You have to be able to like look at things and actually listen to what they're saying, rather than kind of let your fucking predispositions make all the decisions for you. Yeah, that's what I think.
It was difficult for this man to make a decision to put his whole life on the table, but he had nothing to lose. And when they said to him, what have you lost as a result of what she did? He said nothing short of everything. And so she tried to promote herself as being part of the Me Too movement. Yeah. That here I am, a woman who's being abused. And she said, you know, the defense was, we didn't know if it was about Johnny Depp. Are you kidding? Yep. 2 years earlier, she tried to get a temporary restraining order against him, and it was in all the newspapers. But she was impossible to believe. And I would tell a jury as a judge, if you find that one witness has testified falsely with respect to one fact, you are free to disregard their entire testimony.
Isn't that exactly what I said? Isn't that exactly what I fucking said? Uh-huh. Look at that. Yeah, she's been watching the clips. Holy shit.
This woman lied over and over again, and I feel free to say that on television. She lied. She was a liar.
There it is.
She was the abuser, and he was the victim. And let me just say one more thing. For him to take on this burden, which is not only proof that he was defamed, that she was talking about him, but that she was malicious. That jury had to really see right through her to say she was malicious. And they found for him 10 million compensatory, 5 million punitive damages. That's to punish you, Amber Heard. Yeah. For taking on this guy's
pointing at the fucking camera, bro. I love this. They dialed that down. Apparently, like, there's a cap for punitive damages, and it's like 350 grand, and like that's why it got lowered. It actually had nothing to do with you know, anything else. Yeah, it's like 350 grand. So that's what happened. Yeah, what? Yeah, that's the law there.
In destroying his life so you could be part of the Me Too movement. Don't give me this stuff, you know, it's a setback for women. You do not represent women. You represent the worst of women who try to falsely blame men.
Jesus.
That's the end of it.
God fucking damn. I like how there was a guy in the background who's like, It's like he was live reacting to it right there whenever it was happening. I thought that was pretty funny. It was, yeah, that was, I agree. I agree with what she's saying. I think so. I think there's a lot of people that see that. Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. And what's it? Jerry Scott Semester, those $5 million, they knew it would be lowered. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it comes down to. Punitive is precedents for the court to use as a basis. I don't really, you could say that, but like, I don't think the jury cares about precedent really with like a punitive damages. But I have no idea. I've never agreed with her in my entire life until then. Yeah, I've seen her do some other stuff, right? Yeah, she's district attorney, judge. I mean, like, so it's funny to hear like the opinion of somebody who's actually like, you know, a legal expert, right? Somebody who's actually was a judge or like a, you know, an attorney, rather than somebody who is a news anchor. And it's validating that she said the exact same thing that I fucking said. Is if they're lying about one fucking thing, they're lying about other shit too. You just can't prove it. That's what it is. Broken clock twice a day. That's right. And thank God for that. It looks like it's about time. Well, let's see here. Forum TMZ guy trying to get an interview with Elaine to give her an extra 15 minutes. Okay, I think I've pretty much seen all the rest of these here. And yeah, I mean, there we go, guys. It's just, as I said, it's funny to me to see this. You know what we're gonna do? Where's the picture? Where is it? Wait, where is it? Where's the picture go? What the hell? We have to, yeah, I'll respond with the picture. Give me 1 second, okay? Let's see if I can find it real quick. It's, come on. Oh, there it is. Okay, we've got it. And let me save this, and there we go. Alrighty, and here we go. And let's upload it. There we go. All right, yep, that's all you have to do. That's all you gotta do, guys. There's nothing crazy, nothing different. Everybody, yeah, it's just that simple, guys. Megapine Pepe, yep, just keep responding, and that's all you need to do. The thing is that, as I said, I think that to the extent that you engage with people like this that are clearly, I mean, you saw like how much just bullshit they're saying. It's just bullshit. Like, and I can almost respect. It's like it's going so bad for you that you've decided that it's like, man, the gloves are off. I just need to, like, I need to hit a dub here. I'm going to go for a grand slam. I'm going to close my eyes and let Jesus take the wheel. And just fucking make the whole thing up, say the whole thing was rigged, and be like, yeah, of course we're going to appeal this. We're going to try to shut this down. Absolutely. Yeah, go for broke. I mean, at least try. You know, that's what I would do. And so, yeah, but she did whiff. Yeah, I think so. And let's see if there's any more information about this that I missed out on. I think there's all that. And let's see here. This is more about this stuff. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Let me go back over. There was a video about it, but I don't know if I'm going to watch that today or not. I might watch that another time. Watch Elaine at CBS. Let me see. See if I can find it here. Oh my God. Bro, she's going on tour. Oh my God. Okay, all right, let's do this. Well, let's see. In the retrial, they should lower the fine to the exact money she got in the divorce. Yeah, there's another one. Oh my God. 15 minutes of fame. Well, the last one was 6. This one's 6, so she's only got 3 left. Okay, guys, here we go. No, the thing is that you should really appreciate people like Elaine, because they are so bad at hiding what they're trying to do. And it's like, thank God we don't have somebody who's actually like really charismatic and smart with communicating that can actually convince people of something that's not true. Because she's just, I mean, the more I see of her, maybe she's not a moron. She's a lawyer. She's a massively successful lawyer. She's in this firm. It's obviously a very good firm. But she's certainly not very good at communicating. She's really not. She's not very good at communicating. I could have defended it better than she did. Like in like these interviews, 100%. And it just depends on the way that you say it. Honestly, like she's very bad at lying. I think that's what it really comes down to. She's very bad at lying. I 100% think so. Yeah, exactly. She's not charismatic. Yeah. It's like the way that she says it And like the arguments that she uses are so stupid. You defend yourself for a living? Yeah, I do. Here we go.
A Virginia jury's decision to side with Johnny Depp in his defamation lawsuit is drawing both condemnation and praise. The verdict came after 6 weeks of very dramatic testimony from both sides. She claimed that he abused her, while he said she was the abuser. In his reaction, Depp wrote, "The goal of bringing the case was to reveal the truth, and that truth never perishes." Elaine Bredehoft is the attorney for Amber Heard and is with us now. And we should mention, we did also reach out to Johnny Depp's team, but they declined to be interviewed this morning. Elaine, thank you.
Well, that's probably a good thing. I mean, like, the thing is that, as I said, I think that they shouldn't go on interviews. The truth speaks for itself. There's no other reason, like, it's done. You know what I mean? Like, it's done. Like, yeah, there's nothing they can gain by talking about it.
Very glad you're here.
Thank you.
We heard Amber's reaction to the verdict yesterday. This seems to be a huge victory for Johnny Depp this morning.
Yeah, a major setback for women, for women inside the courtroom and outside the courtroom.
Because?
Because basically what this said, you know, Amber had an enormous amount of evidence, although
she's using it like she's using the same lines. Yeah, she's using the same lines exactly. That's what it is. Yeah, she's used it's the same lines, the same thing. Yeah, an enormous amount of evidence. I thought it was a mountain. Now it's only enormous.
It was suppressed in this case as opposed to the UK. But look at all the women who have no evidence. All these women who suffer from domestic violence, domestic abuse.
So what are you saying? That like they should just be able to say that it happened and then the guy goes to jail? Like, what are you saying? Like, yeah, what like, look at all the people with no evidence for their case. I can't believe all these people with no evidence aren't going to be believed. God, this is such a travesty, guys. Like, again, this is what I was saying about how she has no fucking idea what she's saying. It sounds so fucking stupid. The moment that you even expose this to even the slightest amount of fucking, of critical thought, it immediately falls apart. Oh my God. In most those cases, there's no opposing evidence? Yeah, that's true too. Oh my God, man. Amber, get the fuck up.
They don't have evidence. And basically what this jury said is unless you pull out your cell phone and you tape record your spouse beating you.
Yeah, she's using the same lines again.
You're out of luck.
But Elaine, I think it was bigger than that because you had the evidence, as you say, but they did not believe her. Why do you think they did not believe her?
I think that a lot of that was that it was Johnny Depp. I think the celebrity status.
But she's a celebrity too.
No.
But she's a But
to be fair, Johnny Depp is a lot more popular than Amber Heard, right? And so, I think you can still make this argument. I actually don't think that like the host of the show, like her saying that Amber Heard being a celebrity too. Like, all celebrities are not the same, on the same level. I don't think that's an incredibly good argument. But, I mean, it is something to say. I mean, she does have a platform. It's not like she's a nobody.
But she's a celebrity, too.
Right.
But you have to remember, it's a tale of two trials. All the evidence came in the UK. Mr. Depp brought that one. The burden of proof was on the son in the UK because they had called him a wife beater and talked about the domestic violence.
They sure did.
He had his opportunity to tell the truth then. And a 3-week trial.
Well, wasn't that like? And again, it's just that she's trying to use this. Was that televised? Was that trial televised? The UK trial. Yeah, so it wasn't televised. So like, it's just again, like it's just how is it that you could just go up here and just fucking make up a bunch of bullshit? It's like you're not even trying. Like you're not even trying. And the thing is, like, what these people rely on is that you the audience are so fucking stupid that you won't even see the obvious discrepancies here. You won't even see this. Like it's you're not even like they're not even trying.
He lost. The judge found 12 acts of domestic violence, including sexual violence. And that came out November 2, 2020. We weren't allowed to tell the jury that.
Well, it's a different system, and the judge, it wasn't a jury, it was a judge.
Yeah, it's a different system, exactly. It's a different fucking system. Why are you even going to use these as comparison? Like, fuck it, it's just so dumb.
That it was substantially true, and that is significant, and I think surprised a lot of legal analysts. But you know, in this case, the jury not only didn't believe Amber Heard, but in rule,
it's again that he wasn't going up against Amber Heard. He was going up against his son. Proving like the amount of times that somebody has been able to successfully sue a news publication for defamation. I think I can think of one. It's so hard.
That she acted with actual malice, that means she had the intent to cause harm, right? That's a pretty high standard to have proven.
And it's pretty amazing since the op-ed never even mentioned Mr. Depp. You have to remember that. What they learned from the UK case is to demonize.
Even their own witnesses said it was obviously about Johnny. Like, what do you mean it didn't actually mention him? Like, what do you... Oh my God. Oh my God. It's just, that's... So, wait a minute. So if it didn't mention Johnny Depp, and you're going to use that logic, but you're still going to use the logic that I kicked her, how do you know that Johnny was talking about Amber? It could have been about some other woman that he kicked. Oh, but that's different. Of course it's different. It's just so stupid, man.
Amber, which is what they did, and to try to suppress as much of the evidence that came in the UK and did not come in the United States. But the other problem is we had cameras in the courtroom.
Oh,
so
right.
here we had, not only did we have a group of Depp fans that were there every day, 100 were allowed in. They lined up at 1 o'clock in the morning for their wristbands to be in that courtroom.
I'll give Elaine a point on this. I think that's cringe as fuck, probably just as much as she does. I think it's really fucking weird. People that want to be on camera for the court case. I want to be on TV. I think that's weird, man. It's very weird. It's not a big deal. It's not like this is the reason why it happened, but I hate that stuff. I think it's weird.
We had everything on camera, and we had tremendous social media that was very, very, very much against Amber.
It was pointed out that that was the first time that a victim of sexual abuse had to testify on live television.
And I thought,
is that true? I'm not even sure. I have no idea. But like, I'd have to look back and take a and look at the rest of it. But like, it's funny to me, man. It really is. I think it's fine for law students, but yeah, it's a little weird for fans. Oh, for law students, I think it's totally okay. Like, I would have no problem with that if you wanted to watch a case. I mean, I think that would be encouraged by the courts, right? Is they'd want to have people that were, you know, law students actually come in and be like, hey, this is how it's fucking done, you know? Be like, hey, you saw what they did? Yeah, don't do that. That didn't work, did it? Yeah, it was pretty stupid. Oh, of course, I think that makes sense.
And lost that battle. So, it should not have happened.
So I am a former NFL player, and after a hard loss, it's easy to wake up and point to the other side. Oftentimes,
my man, you know where he's going with this. You know where he's going with this.
I realized the better thing to do was to look in the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
As a player, what mistakes did our coaching staff make? And then how can we improve from there?
She's not going to like that one.
Do you feel like you guys made any mistakes along the way? Do you feel like Amber made a mistake while she was on the stand? Because you're saying it's the celebrity.
Well, no, she didn't make a mistake. She made mistakes. It was multiple. Yeah, see, like, and this guy, like, I love how the way he communicated that to her, right? Is like, this is probably the most diplomatic way to communicate this kind of stuff, right? Is like, you can see the way that somebody can talk to another person and call them, basically say, well, you fucked everything up, so why are you surprised? But like, go and say that in like such a diplomatic way.
It's the people who support him, but what about you and your team?
Well, and that's an excellent question. And to say, and you know, Amber even said on the stand, I am not perfect. I am a human being. These people were giving her death threats. They threatened to microwave her baby. This is the kind.
Who do you think, like what is this? This one again, yeah, it's just, that's not an answer to the question. Well, no, it's about Amber. She's not going to talk about the shit that she did wrong. You know what I mean? Like, especially, like, remember whenever she said in her closing argument, whenever you're thinking about how much money Amber has to pay, she literally got the jury to think past the sale of convicting her own fucking client. That's like this is a fucking used car salesman technique that everybody uses, and she used it on herself. Oh no.
Kind of social media she was getting. So are any of us perfect? No. Is there something else we feel we should have done? Yes, absolutely. I redo my closings 100 times afterwards, whether I win or lose.
Just imagine her in the mirror. Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, no, all right. So, Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, get the fuck up. You know, over and over and over. Her closing was a joke. I think her closing argument was probably the best thing that she had done, because it was the equivalent of just going for, you just go for it, go as far as you can, do my best shot. It was the best part about it. It was funny. It was insane. It was like disarming because it was so fucking nutso. And it's like, it could have worked. It didn't, but it could have worked. And I think that there are cases where probably she's done this in the past and it did work.
That's part of being a good lawyer,
Insane,
a good trial
Elaine.
lawyer is
Right.
There's always something. But I think that there were a lot of influences here that were beyond our control. And I think the social media, it was like a Roman Colosseum. Is the best way to describe the atmosphere here. And I have to believe that the jury, even though they're told not to go and look at anything,
she's going to accuse the jury of being biased, and they're like, like, I think that you could make this argument. Like, see, this woman could make this argument if the jury's names were like leaked and people knew who the jury was. But what she's saying is that, like, what is really what she's saying? She's saying that people who looked at the discourse online decided one way or another, right? Yeah, the jury cheated. It was the jury, bro, like, you know they were cheating. What's the evidence? Guys, you know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. I mean, come on.
You know, they have weekends, they have families, they have social media.
They were not sequestered. They were not sequestered.
And the 10-day period we had, how could they not have been influenced?
Yeah,
But
sure.
Elaine, for most people watching this trial, and a lot of people, as you know, it got huge views. It just
True.
seemed to be so messy and salacious and so tawdry on both sides. And I think for a lot of people from the outside looking in thought both of them were not telling the truth, and that they mutually abused each other. Do you not believe that that was the case?
No, and that's one of the many
So she's not even gonna go, and it's like, that's true. No, there were a lot of people that thought that. I mean, obviously this woman is trying to use that way of language to push that narrative because it might be what she kind of believes. I don't really know, but there were a lot of people that came in during the whole event and they were like, oh, why are people talking about this? They're both abusers. Let's just move on, right? There's a lot. It's true that this opinion was shared by a lot of people, and now she's not even going to concede to that.
The way that Depp's team approached this was based on ignorance of domestic violence. It completely ignored the cycle of violence and just said, oh, she wouldn't have done this if he had been hitting her. That was their approach.
So you thought that they weren't fighting fair?
Correct. I don't think they were fighting fair.
And you think
absolutely.
Amber Heard is, in fact, a survivor?
That's good. Yo, my man, just get her to say it. Bro, just get her to fucking say it. So basically you think they weren't fighting fair? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there it is. I love that. At least she'll say it. You know, like, I mean, again, like, I can appreciate, in a way, somebody like Elaine, because she will literally just come up and say it. She'll be like, yeah, the whole thing was rigged. Everybody was lying. The jury was cheating. The other team was cheating. The plaintiff was fucking lying too. Everybody was lying. Social media was against us. They want to microwave everybody's babies. And we didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you just, go all the way out. Go all the way out there. Why not?
Driver of domestic violence.
Yes, I absolutely believe that. And there's a tremendous amount of evidence, much of which did not come into this trial, did come into the UK trial. We even had more evidence. We had
Does anybody ever ask why? Like, can you give an example of the evidence that was admitted? Yeah, like what?
Records. We had mental health records that went back to 2012 that were contemporaneous. We had text messages from Mr. Depp's assistant saying, when I told him that he had kicked you, he cried.
So how is she today, Elaine? How is she today?
That's not an admission of guilt. Yeah, that's not an admission of guilt. Like, it's just not. Now, obviously, it's substantial, and, you know, if you have other corroborating evidence, I would say it is. Yeah, sure. But that alone is really kind of not.
What is her next move?
She's right. Well, her next move is appeal. There were
she's heartbroken.
She is heartbroken.
Oh my God.
And one of the first things that she said when she came back from the verdict, when we went into the conference room, was, I am so sorry to all these women.
She said that?
Yes, she felt.
That's what I thought too, man. Listen to how he said that.
I'm so sorry.
Listen to how he said that.
These women.
She said that?
Yes.
She said that? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, bro. Like, That's exactly what it was.
She felt like she had let down all of these women.
She did.
Because she had more evidence than most people do, and yet they still didn't believe her.
Elaine Bredehoft, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Yeah,
thank
you. We'll be right back.
All right, well, there we go. Can she even afford to appeal? I don't know. Maybe she will. Like, appealing to the masses for sympathy. Yeah, I think so. Amber hitting her son's trainer and somebody assuming that victory? No, I didn't see that. I don't want to look at that. The thing is, like, where's she going to get the money to appeal? I don't know. I mean, Diablo, I think it comes out in a few hours or something like that. I'm not sure. I'll probably start it about then, and so that's what's going to happen. And she photoshopped the evidence. Yeah, it's like, what do you, like, I wonder, like, can somebody please ask her? Like, so how do you explain how these two pictures are the same? How do you explain this? Between the two that look the exact same. Like, how would you explain? People think that these are Photoshop. Why do you think they believe that? You know what I mean? Like, why not ask something like that? And she had more evidence because she duplicated it. Yeah, she has infinite evidence. She can copy paste the same photo 100 times. Exactly. Didn't they want to protect the jury? Now she's criticizing their integrity. Well, yeah, and you know that she'd be saying, listen, here's the thing. Gooch Marauder, thanks for 5 subs. I appreciate it. You know that if this whole thing happened and she ended up winning, she would be saying how much she appreciates the jury, how much she thinks the jury really went out of their way to, you know, look at the facts and see their side of things. So it's, again, this is... And you shouldn't be mad at her for this, right? You shouldn't be like, oh, wow, I can't believe she'd do that. Of course she's going to do that, right? I mean, that's just what people do. But it's obvious what's happening here. And that's what I'm really saying here. Do you think she's saying this so the jury will reveal themselves? No, why would they? They don't give a fuck. Yeah, they have no idea. You mean she'd be on TV talking shit? Yeah, team is defensive. I think so. She helped select the jury. Why am I not surprised? I can't believe this woman is still arguing against all the evidence. How's she not embarrassed? Absolutely unbelievable. This literally keeps presenting her opinion after the jury has decided justice prevailed. Thank you, Judge Penny, putting cameras in the courtroom. It's mind-blowing how the media keeps twisting as if people didn't watch the trial. Yeah, it's like they didn't even watch it. They didn't even see what happened, man. It's nuts, man. UK trial was rigged. There's connection between the Sun and the judge on some foundations. Listen, I don't know about the UK trial. I have no idea. All I'm saying here is that I think we'll probably see a few more of these interviews. You know, I have a good feeling that we haven't seen the last of Elaine. Like, and to be honest, I think people would just want to get her on their show because she'll just say, like, she'll say what nobody else will say for the worst reasons. Yeah, look at the host faces at the end. Well, I mean, I saw some of what they thought about it, but like, yeah, it's like they're gonna get more of it. Both sides of the case can pick the jury and refuse people. It's negotiation. Yeah, I kind of understand that, but I don't know like what the entire process is. If the jury sided with him, the mountain of evidence they're talking about would be very little evidence, and she'd be thanking them for paying so much attention to it. Yeah, it's just obviously bullshit. And as I said before, it's funny to see people come on. And what I also think is really funny about this is that people paint this as like an anti-woman thing. Look at all of the top comments here from Melissa, Vivian, Wendy, Betsy. All of these people are women. And this is the social media impact. Yeah, these are all women saying that she's a liar. That's what I find to be so... Oh, they're all bots. That's right. Yeah, they're all fucking bots, man. Internet women? Yeah, so they don't really count, right? I mean, yeah. There's no girls on the internet, guys. And it's not true there's no women on the internet. Yeah, true. So, I don't know. It's just... It's annoying for me to see this. And seeing a picture of a UK judge relation publication. Oh, I'm not doubting you. I fully expect it to be rigged. And I think that you're probably telling the truth. But anyway, I just... I don't know. I guess we'll find out and see if there's any sort of other information about this or anything else that happens. But I'm just kind of glad to see that, you know, the right thing happened. And that's where he goes. Amber's latest tweets are all bots. It's probably not true at all. I'm not surprised. And anyway, we have Camille Vasquez as role model for women. Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. So Belluer made a tweet, and this is about get Elaine on stream for crazy content. If I could get Elaine on my stream, I would wake up at 6 a.m. Okay? I would... That would be amazing. I would be... Oh, wow. Dude, that's so good. Holy shit. That's crazy. Wow. Thank you. That's so good. Jesus, look at that. That's crazy good. Wicked. Yeah, I know. Oh, the new Elden Lord. Yeah, there. It's perfect, okay? Oh god. And raise a glass to the winner, upvote to scare Asmon. Okay, yeah, I'm sure if I watch a YouTube video, I'll find that soon enough, okay? Oh no. Okay.